Hi, Satiris Basakaropoulos here. Today I want to talk about 15 mistakes that new bloggers make. Lots of different bloggers tend to, make quite a lot of these mistakes when they're just starting out with their new blog. And, the mistakes are actually very simple and straightforward to avoid, just with a little bit of pre-planning and knowledge, really. And I'd like to just talk about some of the examples of mistakes that they actually make. Number one, they don't provide an opt-in box for the readers to actually subscribe to. So there's nowhere for anyone to be able to sign up to anything. Number two, they provide an opt-in box, but the free offer isn't tempting enough for the customer to actually subscribe to get it. An example of such an opt-in box would be, get this free ebook or join our newsletter. These calls to action basically went out with the Dark Ages. They don't use proper paragraphs on their actual blog posts, okay? So their blog posts are all stuck together and it's very, very hard for people to read, and people get bored and they just move on to the next blog. They jam too much writing together. Again, it makes it very hard to read the blog post, okay? They don't use bold headings and subheadings to sort of split up the blog post to make everything stand out and to separate everything. They write their blog post like they're actually talking to someone who's a wee bit slow, who doesn't understand very well, instead of actually writing their blog post as if they're talking to a friend or someone that they know. They don't use enough images in their blog post, or they don't use any images in the blog post. Using images in a blog post can help also to separate and break up your blog. It can also get you extra viewers to your blog using SEO. By having your blog images named the same keywords as your blog. Okay. Number 8, they do not leave enough different calls to action on the actual blog post. Now this is huge. I go to so many blogs and there's nothing to do. You actually read the blog post and there's nothing you can do. Okay. There should always be more than one call to action on your blog post. If you actually want people to do anything, the more calls to action you actually put on your blog post, the more likely it'll be that people will actually do that action. Another mistake that newbies make when writing a blog post is that whenever you write a blog post, you should always have a purpose in mind for the actual blog post. What do you want your post to achieve? A new Facebook or Twitter follower, a new subscriber to your email list, or do you want them to buy your new book on Amazon, or just to join your business? Number 10, a blog with no direction. If you do not have a purpose for your actual blog post, then it is unlikely that your blog post will actually achieve the results that you want it to achieve in the first place. Or maybe you don't even have an idea of what you want your blog post to achieve. That could be the problem also. If you're blogging, you must be doing it for a purpose. You must be doing it, to provide useful content and information for your readers. And also at some stage, you must also be building a list of subscribers, okay? And you want to get paid for it as well, or else you're just wasting your time. If you're not getting paid for it, then you can't actually do it for an income or for a living. So you have to think about also being able to get paid at the end as well. You may have a very exciting life story, and people may actually be interested in hearing your life story, but in many cases people do not actually really want to know your life story. They might want to know a bit about you, a bit about your story, but really they're interested in how your blog can help them learn or achieve things that they actually want to achieve. Or in many cases, blog can also be somewhere just that people go to just to, catch up on the latest news or gossip. But the thing about it is, even these blogs must have some kind of end purpose, or else the writer or blog owners are wasting their time. So, gossip and celebrity blogs, they probably will also be collecting a subscribers list, and as well as that, they might have paid advertising, they might have Google ads or different companies paying for advertising on them, and that's how they actually make money. Just remember this: you couldn't actually go to your job all day and do nothing and achieve nothing and remain employed for long, if your boss has a brain between his ears anyway. But running a blog is very similar. You have to achieve something from your work, or else you're just passing the time away and not getting any reward for it at all. Back to the mistakes that people make. We're now in number 11. They spend hours creating good blog content, but they do not syndicate it anywhere. Sharing your content is as important, if not more important, than actually creating the content in the first place. If you look down in this blog post, you'll see there is another post of more ways to actually syndicate your blog or website's content. You'll see that just down below this video, just down at number 11. Number 12, they try to learn everything themselves for free. This is a huge mistake. Ask any successful internet marketer how long it took them to learn the basics before they got a good mentor. Many of them wasted years learning what a good mentor could have taught them in days or weeks. So, trying to be cheap and save money ends up wasting years of your time, which actually costs you more in the long run. Number 13, mistake number 13, they don't actually think about their reader. This is another huge mistake many bloggers make. They're so busy wanting to sell that they start thinking of their customer as a product to sell to, okay? And most people do not like being sold to, but they actually love to buy stuff. I mean, everyone loves to buy stuff. If you can tell me someone who doesn't like having money and going out and buying stuff, you're good, because most people love buying things, new car, new computer, new house, Christmas gifts. People love buying things, All you need to do is basically work out exactly what your customers are looking for, and then you over deliver to them. Make sure they pay for this as well, as you don't want to be known as a free giveaway person either. You don't want to be giving everything for free all the time, or again, you'll not make any money and you'll not be in this business for very long. Mistake number 14 is not using video in your blogs as well as articles and images. Nowadays, I find that many people, including myself, actually prefer watching a video than reading through a long article or ebook. The thing is, some people prefer reading to videos. Therefore, it's a good idea to actually create your blog post in both formats. Okay, so you can sort of create your blog post in a video, and then if you don't like writing, you can also get someone to transcribe your videos for you. In fact, one of my mentors who does our trainings as well, he has made over 800,000 basically blogging in this business that I'm in as well. And all he does is he basically creates 1 or 2 videos daily, and he actually has an assistant who writes out a transcription of his videos. And really, those transcriptions are basically his blog post for the day. And it's, that's it basically created without him actually needing to do any extra work. The great thing about using the blog assistant we're on now, you can click the link below to get access if you want, is that your call to action buttons are already created for you. So you have ready-made call to action buttons, so you don't even have to remember to add a call to action at the end of the blog post.
It's 14 hours.
It's very, very simple, just to, when you're doing the post, just to select one of the call to actions and it comes automatically. Mistake number 15, and this is a huge mistake, and kind of goes hand in hand with not knowing what the purpose of your blog is. Targeting the right market with your blog is also essential if you want to get great results. Okay, so if your website is about health and fitness gym memberships, then there's no point in you writing blog posts about stamp collecting, or targeting stamp collecting enthusiasts or something, right? Because it's nothing to do with your target market, right? Or if you want to be like really blunt about it, there's no point in you creating a blog. There's no point in you creating a blog about cheeses and targeting vegans to be your readers, or even worse, targeting them to buy your cheese, right? So find out what your customer actually wants. So if you're selling drills, target people who are doing that DIY and who need a better drill, or someone who needs to make a hole in the wall and wants to know what they need to use it to do, okay? What they need to use to do it. Although a lot of this stuff for you may not look, like rocket science, if you just go through these 15 points in this article, and actually then look at your blog and see how it actually measures up against these 15 blogging mistakes. And if you can think of any other blogging mistakes, I've actually thought of a few since I've started this blog post. But if you can think of any other blogging mistakes, feel free to post them in the comments below and let us know what you think. And if you have any other suggestions for mistakes that people make. Thanks very much, and I will talk to you again soon.